Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Normally, on a Thursday, we do the video of the Penny and Deirdre show when Penny Mordaunt walks out to Parliament into the House of Commons and rips Deirdre Brock a new one. Well, it didn't really happen today. There was too much to go on the ticket, so she did go through her thing, but she did make a comment which I thought was definitely worth passing on to you. So I'm going to do the tale here and now. But while we're on the subject of Penny, there is another little piece that's come up, and GB News did a little straw poll, and they found out that Penny Mordaunt is favourite to replace Rishi Sunak. Now, not just favourite with the people out there, but favourite with ministers and MPs within the Conservative Party. Now, that should be very worrying for Rishi. He had this budget that he worked with, in conjunction with Hunt yesterday, and it was a bit of a damp squib. It didn't help pensioners. It was, look at the 2% cut, but it only affects certain people, workers, but even then, not all workers. It certainly doesn't help the low paid. And, so all this thing, look, it's all smoke and mirrors. Look, we can say we cut 2p, but you haven't. If you would truly want to help people, you'd have raised tax limits. So you got more before you started paying tax. But they're not going to do that. That costs a bit too much. That costs way more than the 2p off. And he wanted the big headline of the 2p. So it's a load of rubbish. And with all the other stuff as well, it's very much a damp squib budget. And so it's not going to help him, it's not saved the Tories. The Tories are done now. They had that one option, the one chance they had yesterday was the budget, and they've blown it. And that's it. So it's done. So given the fact that there's that, and given the fact that Rishi Sunak himself is seen as very unpopular, backstabbing two-faced Wonka, the one that got rid of Boris, and then failed to be picked by his own party. The Tory membership didn't want him, but then he was foisted on them. So the Tory membership really don't like Rishi Sunak. So Penny Mordaunt has emerged, and she's more than likely the next leader, and that's fine, whoever it is, but it isn't Rishi. He can take his untaxed billions and his little green card and sod off to America and never be seen again, and that's fine. Do you know that if ever you watch Rishi, sorry, I'm on a sidetrack here, but whenever you watch Rishi, he's always got short trousers, they're riding up his ankles. Billionaire, you'd think he could afford a better pair of trousers, but he doesn't. But the reason he does it is because he's so tiny and he wears them so short like that off his ankle to give him the effect of height. Look, he's so tall he can't get trousers long enough or something, and that's not what it is. He's just a tiny little man, and he can't help it. I'm not blaming him for being small, it's not his fault, but the fact he wears those trousers to try and elevate himself, it's very, very sad. Get a well-tailored suit, Rishi, you can afford it. Now, we'll have a look at the Penny thing, and then we'll move on. It's going on longer than I wanted it to do, so we'll just quickly look at this. Like I say, so I've mentioned that one, but this one I think you'll like. So we'll just click down and have a look. So she was in there today, and she was, passing judgment on things. And, of course, with the Willy Wonka experience, what a joke this is, right? So we had the Willy Wonka experience, which was deeply, deeply sad. And so she's made comment on that, and it's just great. It made me laugh, put it that way. I hope this entertains you. It certainly entertained me. The leader of the House of Commons has joked that she believed the SNP was behind the viral Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow due to its high cost, its poor return, and the fact that the police were called. She's nailed it. I just love Mordaunt for this. Anyway, Mordaunt made the comments during business questions at Westminster on Thursday today. The SNP business spokesman Richard Thompson had criticised Science Secretary Michelle Donnellan, who cost the taxpayer £15,000 after falsely accusing an academic of supporting Hamas. He got £15,000. Now, the thing is, she said that herself, and that's come out of public money, that £15,000 in damages. She should be made to repay that. It was her gob. It wasn't government policy. It was her mouth. She should pay it. She's rich enough. She can afford it. Anyway, he said, so could we have a debate on the limits of privilege and specifically whether it is the policy of the government that ministers can say whatever they like outside of Parliament, and they will be financially indemnified for the consequences of doing so by the taxpayer. Now, within Parliament, it's a good point, because within Parliament you can say what you like. There is no law of defamation. Once you're outside, you're subject to that law. And so being outside, she said that. Now, it wasn't government who said it, so why is the government, why the taxpayer picking up this bill? That's down to her. Anyway, she says, and whether she, this is him continuing, she says, whether she considers that it's now the job of the taxpayer to underwrite financially the Conservative Party's culture wars whenever they overstep the mark. And then she said, I think it's rather cheeky of Thompson to seek to lecture us about the use of public funds, and I refer him to what I said about the Secretary of State for Science earlier on. The SNP are legendary in this respect. And then she made that comment about Willy Wonka. She said, however, the presence of a bouncy castle, to put patent to that theory, given there was a bouncy castle in the Willy Wonka experience, it said put patent to that theory, given that bouncy castles have been banned by SNP local authorities on health and safety grounds. So yeah, she does have a way. I just love that. But have you been following this story though? It's bad, isn't it? It's awful. You're charging them money to walk into that. And then you had the girl. Now, the girl who put on the green wig, she's done very well out of that. So, yeah, good luck to her. They're all want a piece of her now. It's all like, oh, come on, talk to you. She's become the star. She's going to get parts. She's going to be on TV. She's done well. Good on her. Good luck to her. But the guy organising it, what a prick. Anyway, it's what happens when you throw £3.50 at something, isn't it? That's the SNP. This is it. This would be if the SNP... She's right. This would be if the SNP did it. I've just clicked. Really, absolutely right. It's like everything the SNP do. It's all come and see and all announcements when you get there. It's very disappointing. Coming up. Yeah, I mean, there was no Penny. I mean, there was Penny. Sorry, there was no Deirdre today. And I always like it when Deirdre does it because you can see the look on her face. She's almost enjoying it. She likes it. She knows Penny's going to blast her. And yet she's still smiling as she does it. Like I say, I'm sure those two are best of mates, you know. They're besties in the tea room, aren't they? Sitting there. Oh, hum. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.